Welcome back. It's going to be episode 2 of the Backyard Barbercast.
We back, baby. Yes, sir.
We're back in this.
I appreciate all the feedback that we got on the first video. A lot of love and a lot of support. One of the major things that we want to address is about the communication about going pretty much live when we will be taking the video. And so we could communicate with our viewers. And that's the end goal. Not the end goal, but one of the big goals that we have is to start that process of being able to communicate with you guys during each video and how you guys feel about what situation is which and how things go.
How you guys feel about it? We want to take your guys' opinions about situations, and then even you guys give us topics to talk about. And we do plan to do that hopefully soon. It's just right now we don't really have enough resources to be able to get that done and get that started. Pretty soon we do plan to start upgrading our equipment that we're using for these podcasts and stuff like that, so that we can eventually start doing live podcasts and then post them after the fact also. But that is definitely something we want to work towards and have happen pretty soon.
Yeah. And I guess overall, after getting that first podcast out, we had a lot of love shown to us, and I appreciate every single thing that was said, the comments, everything. It only gets better from here. This is going to be the first podcast of us cutting hair while we're talking, while we're communicating, and we're just going to see how it goes.
Yeah, this one might be a little... It should be good, but it might be a little rocky at points. We did go ahead and test out the microphones and did our best to be able to get it to sound as good as possible. But like he said, this is the first one of us doing a haircut, so it might be a little rocky, and we might have some things to step over and things to work around to make it sound better for you guys in the future. But for now, this is the best it's going to be able to get. We're definitely going to criticize it ourselves, critique it, make sure that we can get it better for the next one. And then whatever you guys decide to see or want to be done better when it comes to a haircut being done during the podcast, if you guys can leave that in the comments, and we'll go ahead and take that and do the best we can with making it better.
So one thing that I got brought up to me was a topic based off of believing in not believing in, I guess you could say, but more of how you think the school should, like school, the way people teach, like high schools and stuff, how the academics there isn't as it should be in what we should be teaching young adults on wedding. Pretty much how to live life after high school. I feel as if high school is definitely not somewhere like in high school. I learned how to A squared plus B squared equals C squared. You know, like I know all that. I know how to write an essay. I know how to persuade. You know, like I think English was a very big thing. Having a class of debating definitely helped me with my communicating and stuff. But I honestly think that having high schoolers not learn how to do their taxes or how to handle money or how to start a business and that type of stuff, because high school is your foundation of going up to the next level. And I think a lot of kids nowadays get slapped in the back based off of
real life.
Exactly. Like when they want, like, it's so easy for someone to say, oh, you know what? I want to be a real estate agent when I'm out of high school and I'm going to go to college for it. You get into it. One, you don't know how to handle your money. You're not learned. You don't know how to do taxes, and you don't know how to do tax write-offs and all of that stuff. And it was super big, especially me being in the barber industry. It's like, if I didn't have a mentor, like my older sister that taught me pretty much everything about this industry, big shouts out to Marissa. I really appreciate all of it, all the help that you gave me and helped me improve my being a barber. But if like people don't have mentors and they're just trying to do it on their own, like being a barber, you're an independent contractor pretty much. You are
You work for yourself.
You
create
work
your
for
own
yourself.
schedule.
Mine, more than half of the time, being a barber or being someone in the industry, it's a cash business. More than half of the time, it's going to be a cash business. So having that, it's like you have all this cash, and then when it comes to doing grown-up things,
A lot of kids don't know how to do it because they're not taught. I mean, yes, high school is good. I truly believe high school was good for me, good for everyone that I know. But there is not enough taught for outside of high school. Like he was saying, they teach you how to do math. They teach you how to write an essay and all this stuff like that. But they don't teach you real life skills. And especially nowadays where not college isn't necessarily becoming obsolete, but college is becoming an option at this point. There are so many different careers that you don't need to go to college for, and it's becoming an option. I truly believe that high school needs some type of class that teaches more real life skills and stuff that will help you succeed outside of general education.
yeah, and I totally agree with that. Just because of the fact is, like, if someone wanting to be a mechanic could take, those type of classes in high school, and it prepares them for when they get into the real world, what they're doing, how they're doing it, an internship. They get an internship out of high school, like out of that program. And I think that's like the best way to do the education, how education should be. It's like you should be basing off, like, college should not be where you make a decision of what you want to do in life.
Well, yeah, I mean, and a lot of people say that, like, that's what college is for, right? College is for your career. That's where you what's it called? That's where you learn how to do your career. But the thing about college is that's not the only thing you learn. You also go through another 4 years of general ed. Like after high school, if I want to go become a mechanic, I could go to a college and learn how to become a mechanic and get certified to become a mechanic.
Yeah.
But I also have to go through my maths and my Englishes and all that
Back
stuff.
to that general ed.
I don't need that general ed at that point. High school is enough. High school is enough. High school gives enough general ed. I do not believe that if you are choosing a career path that you don't need to know math, you don't need to know the basic Englishes such as writing an essay and stuff like that. I don't believe that you should have to take general ed classes. Now, if you are becoming, say, like a teacher or something like that, that's your career path where you do need those general eds, like math, English, and all that other stuff. I truly do believe that. I mean, you should learn your general eds in college, but I think college is more career path. That's how it's set out to be, when it's really not. You have to learn your general eds still.
Yeah. And like kind of jumping off of that is like, I get like a lot of things do with mathematics, measurements. Being a barber, you have to know exact. It's me knowing what an inch looks like helps me when I trim someone's top of their hair and how much it cuts off, and knowing different guards and how much they cut and what each guard is. Like, like I get that, like, but I feel as if it should be more pinpointed on, like, if I'm a freshman in high school, I want to go in saying like, hey, this is what I want to try to be, and I want these classes that build me up to when I get to college. It's not just, repeating general ed and doing this, that once I get to college, all right, now I could go to like the big courses, like, oh, this is exactly what you're doing, and you need to learn how, like, being a nurse, like, cool, you learn about the body and everything, and then in college and in like a nursing program and stuff, it should be more of, okay, so what part of the body is where, how it functions, but now let's know more about like what it does and what it does for the body and that type of stuff.
Yeah, see, I mean, I agree, but I disagree. I disagree too. College shouldn't just be the career path. It's also like I was saying earlier, you still need your general eds. And high school shouldn't be leading you into your career path. I definitely believe there should be a class or two, but you shouldn't pick your high school classes based on career path, because high school is meant to be the general ed, to teach you the history, the science, the English, the math. That's what high school is based on, and that's what high school is meant to be.
So then why
But
shouldn't?
college is meant to be your career path school.
Yeah, but even if
college,
then,
it's the way college is messed up on how you have to take your general eds, even if your career doesn't necessarily need them. That makes you believe you should be able to learn about your career in high school, if that makes sense.
yeah. And then okay, well, like speaking off of that is people going into college living on their own. You know, more than half the kids that go to college don't like live close to home.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna like if they go. Like I have a really good friend that is in Seattle, and that's where she's going to school, and her family's back in Oklahoma. Like like that's not a big difference. So when it comes down and she's working, how is she gonna know how to do her taxes?
No, it's
How is she gonna
exactly.
have to, like I feel like as if high school should have more of things like real life scenarios, like
Well, the part that pisses me off about that is people are gonna come and say, well, there's economics class. I didn't learn about any of that in econ. I learned how to save money, which I
knew
did
how
all
to
throughout high school. I saved my money. I learned. I
Yep.
knew how to invest and all that. Investing is not necessarily hard to do. I mean, it is hard to do, but the way that
It's
you
hard
are
to
taught
learn.
in high school
Yeah.
is not anywhere close to good enough.
to doing it in the real life.
Yeah.
Like someone that wants to be a day trader should be able to, like, economics should be way more advanced for them. Like the
Definitely,
availability should be more advanced, so they know what they're doing.
Definitely, I learned a lot and took a lot of advice and information from my economics class. My teacher was actually a pretty good teacher. But after high school, when I had more responsibilities and I got to pay for my own stuff and all this stuff, all that stuff he told me basically didn't matter anymore, because I didn't make enough money to be able to do those things while surviving.
Yeah, and like high school doesn't tell you that if you're wanting to get into like anything that has to do with the stock market, you have to have money in order to make money in the stock market. Like you could put $50 in and make like $2, $6 or whatever.
It takes capital. It takes capital to make any type of good money, like survivable money, in the stock market, in crypto, and any type of stuff like that. And a lot of people in high school don't have that capital, because we're living off
of our parents.
We're living off of our parents in high school, and then first thing out of high school, we have most of the time a minimum wage or maybe a couple dollars more than minimum wage job.
Yep.
And we still got bills. I don't know about everyone else, but shoot, as soon as I got out of high school, even in high school, I had my own car payment, my own rent. I mean, not everyone has a lot of money, and everyone's got to help out eventually. So like I said, I had my own car payment. I had to live off my own money, not anyone else's. So I couldn't afford to go put money in stocks and do this, that, and the third, because I had to be able to survive.
Yeah.
Now that
you had to be able to eat.
Yeah. Now that I'm working a better job and I have a little bit extra money, I can do things like that. But I don't have enough money to make it worth it.
Yep.
Unless I'm sitting on the computer all day and all day,
waking up at 5 a.m.
and
right when it opens,
and trading for hours. My $50 here pulled out in 2 days is gonna make me like $4. Like it's really not worth it. I can instead of taking that time looking for that stock that's gonna make me $4, I could go work another 20 minutes at work and make more money than that.
Yep. See, and that goes back to it. It's like high school isn't teaching kids that about life, like real life scenarios, and that's like kind of where I believe it kind of goes against what you're saying. But I believe that high school should be getting people ready for more of a career path type of deal.
No, I not necessarily more of the career path. I believe because of the fact that college is, like I said, becoming more of an option with how
Yeah.
many careers and stuff. That's why I don't believe that high school should teach you. And
But you should have the option.
yeah, I mean, you should definitely be able to do that, but I think high school should be more real life based and teach you how the world works in real life, where you have your own bills, you have your own responsibilities that you need to take care of for yourself, not just other things.
Yeah. And just like I was saying, if I didn't have a mentor and someone that I looked up to in this industry, I would not be as, advanced as I am now. I would have went into the industry knowing how to cut hair, but when it came to tax, I'm gonna end up owing like $60,000 because I didn't write anything off.
Yeah,
Like high school should be able to teach that, because I'm not going to I'm going to a college. Yes, it's a trade school, but I feel like I should have learned that when I was in quote unquote that program, in high school.
But the thing you gotta think about is you gotta consider that to be a business class. And
Yep.
I mean, you don't really get a business class in high school, which I do believe there should be just the intro to business. Because like I said, with college becoming an option, there's people like me, him, that we are doing a career path that doesn't necessarily need college, but we may need the general knowledge of business. I know someone that owns multiple businesses. He has helped me out with starting points and stuff like that. And he just talking to him in general about business has really helped me with
a mentor.
Yeah,
it's a
giving
mentor
giving me a path and giving me a path on when time comes and I'm ready to do so. I know how to do it and I know where to start. And all he told me and all we ever talked about was the basic beginnings of business.
Yeah.
I don't believe it is anything too much for a high school teacher to know.
Yeah. And okay, but like we do, so like
class.
freshman high schoolers, they take that class. It's called Intro to Business. Like at least in the high school I went to, they had that as a class. But it was more of if you want to,
it's just economics is dumbed down.
Exactly. If you want to have this car, you have to make this much money.
Yeah,
it's not real life scenarios. Like, what about paying for your Medicare? All that type of stuff.
Yeah. It shouldn't even necessarily be like an intro to business. It should be an intro to life.
Yeah. Because that's when you're growing up.
A lot of teachers like try to tell you, well, it's not gonna be like that after you graduate high school. Like that's real life, but they don't teach you. What that's gonna be.
Yeah.
They don't teach you what that's gonna be. They just tell you, yeah, stuff's gonna be different after you like graduate.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't explain to you or tell you
how and
really
why
it's going to be.
Yeah, exactly. How to do it, what you need to do it, why you have to do it. We don't get taught that. It's just, you're not going to make it out in the real world if you keep acting like this. Okay, why aren't I going to make it out? What
do I need to know?
What do I need to know? What do I need to
change?
do? Exactly. And I guess that's my catch, is why I believe that schools should have more of a real life scenarios and intro into your life, pretty much.
Yeah, it should simply be just intro to life, because there's a lot of things that I've learned outside of school.
I've learned more
from other people
than I did ever in school. And mine, I had solid grades. My lowest ever grade in high school was a B+. So it's not like I ever didn't do things or didn't try to learn. I really just wait, bro.
Nothing.
Like I did that, like I put my time into wanting to be learned. Like I never not wanted to learn
in school.
Yeah. But
I took in all the information I was able to take in.
And it's just like we're so focused on political and things of like that, like when in reality the reason why a lot of stuff sucks right now is because more than half of the kids nowadays, they don't have to worry about, they don't know a single thing about life after high school. High school, go to school, do your homework, get good grades, leave. That's what is portrayed in high school.
It's just it's almost sad. It's almost sad to me because there's stuff I know just from living life that I know the younger kids I knew in high school, they're not about to be taught because it's not stuff that they learn in high school, and it's stuff that may possibly break them. It's hard stuff. Right out of high school, you're gonna go through some hard stuff, some hard times because you're not gonna know
high
what
school
to
didn't
do.
even teach me about a credit card.
Yeah,
What credit was.
yeah.
And credit
A lot
is
of people-
literally life. If you have bad credit, you're not gonna.
You can't do anything.
Yeah,
I mean,
if you have good credit, okay.
you can't
you
do
get a
anything
car.
without credit. I know a lot of people my age that still, I mean, a couple years out of high school now that don't have a credit card, don't have any type of credit, zero credit at all, zero. Like if they were to attempt to buy a car right now, they wouldn't be able to. And it's just I know a lot of people nowadays that are my age that have zero credit, couldn't really do anything if they had to, and it's because they were not taught about credit and weren't taught that eventually you're going to need credit to buy a house, buy a car, to pretty much do anything unless you are filthy rich.
Yeah, a lot of coming from money, people that come from money and don't learn the way some people learn. It's like I guess the best way to say it, a guy that walks 10 miles. How does it go? You know what I'm trying to.
I don't know.
You know what I'm trying to say?
This. No.
It's like the people growing up in harder times make easier times for their generations, but people that grow up in easier times make it harder for their next
future.
generations.
Yeah, no, I completely understand what you're saying. You're basically just trying to say that the people that have been through it, been through the hard times, been through the rough stuff, and have learned and figured out ways around that stuff, and have figured out their own way and their own path to getting around it, will make it easier for the future. Like I was mentioning earlier, the kids I know in high school, the younger kids I knew in high school that are just getting out or just about to get out, I can go through and talk to them and tell them about all the knowledge I know because I've been through the hard times. I've been through the don't have money for nothing, can't barely afford to eat, and stuff like that. I can teach them how I went about it, how I got through it, and stuff like that. While someone say that had a lot of money, say if I had a lot of money growing up, I wouldn't have had to deal with a lot of stuff like that, which they might be running into due to living on their own, having a minimum wage job while having to deal with books, payments, and stuff like that. They're not going to know how to deal with that due to lack of being through it before and
Lack of knowledge.
lack of knowledge. Exactly. I mean, the people that came from money and have had money, when they get in situations like that, they just get a check handed to them. They just get money transferred into their account.
Yeah.
And it's just dealt with. Like, they don't have to worry about, oh crap, if I buy this shirt right now, I'm not going to be able to eat tomorrow. Or if I go out this night, I'm not going to be able to eat tomorrow night. Stuff like that. It's budgeting at the end of the day.
And it's not taught. It's not taught where it should be taught.
And it's definitely not taught properly. Like I said, I learned this a lot in economics.
Economics,
Same thing. It works, whatever. They understand what I'm talking about. But it's like, I didn't own, all the knowledge I have about money and saving money and stuff isn't all from them. Like I was telling you guys about the business owner that I know.
A mentor.
Yeah, basically. I would be taught stuff from school and basically go to him, be like, is this true? Is this really how things are going to work? And he'd be either, yes, like, this is how things are going to be this is how things are going to get done, but here's a simpler way to get around it. Here's a simpler way to succeed past it. Or he would tell me, basically, no, like that's false information. That's not going to happen, or it's going to happen like this instead of like that. And I just think that, for one, teachers need to be more qualified.
Way more qualified.
And there's too many teachers teaching too many subjects.
That's facts.
I mean, it is. Like, I could think of one teacher in high school that taught 3 different types of math in one semester. He's teaching one class algebra, teaching another class algebra 2, and then teaching another class geometry. How is he going to keep up with everything that he is telling us? And he wasn't even qualified to teach one of those classes.
just like
and it's kind of ridiculous. I was teaching in class that he don't even know how to teach. He was reading a book and telling me how to do it.
He was telling me to read the book to teach myself, and he wasn't doing the teaching. The book was.
Basically.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened. But it's just ridiculous. Teachers are underqualified, and
high school's corrupt. Education is corrupt. We'll say that.
Yes.
Education.
And we got a lot of people paying a lot of money to go get it.
A lot of money. For sure. No doubt. No doubts in my mind. So, like, another thing that I wanted to bring up was about the media not being able to fully, I guess, portray a story that someone gives out. In an instance, I can say, say I'm on live TV and I say, oh, well,
so-and-so did this.
So-and-so did this, but in reality, it was just this. Okay? And I'm coming off as a big person that has influence on other people. And then that snippet is going to get cut into, oh, this person did this.
Yeah,
and then it's pushed out into the media. And it's horrible that people are getting accused of, crimes and all sorts of things
and
based
accused
off
of being people that they're not. It's not just necessarily crimes itself, but like people are being portrayed as someone they are not.
Portrayed as negative influences.
Yes, and labels that they are truly not, just because of some one person took something that they said the wrong way when what was said is not how they took it.
How they portrayed it, because of the fact that it was never the complete story.
Yeah, and a lot of people will personally hear something the wrong way, and then they will take that, spin it, and run with it, making it seem like that is how it was initially said, and that person is in the wrong now,
and
they're immediately guilty. The media takes things and runs with it as fast as they can to make the most controversy and the most drama they possibly can, because the way the media makes money is foot traffic and click traffic, people going to their websites to read these stories
saying so-and-so killed somebody.
These false stories.
Yeah. So they're going to say, oh, so-and-so killed somebody, but then they're going to be like, oh, he's a murderer, blah, 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 but they're not going to get the fact in that, oh, this person broke into his house, shot his kid, shot his dog.
Yeah,
then he died, and then the person shot him.
The media literally takes the most controversial stories they can, leaves out as much detail as possible to where it's just 2 words of the whole entire situation rather than the whole situation, so that people will then go and look that up and find the little bit of information they have.
Yeah. Just
to get the money they make off of people coming in and stuff like that. And the media immediately treats someone as guilty until proven innocent.
Yep. When it shouldn't be innocent until proven guilty.
The justice system, which is innocent until proven guilty.
Exactly. And I totally agree with that.
Such as I saw this story the other day about I believe they were 2 Ohio football players. full ride scholarships, really good football players. They were accused of this crime, immediately sentenced to jail, immediately lost their scholarships, kicked off the football team, probably never going to have a chance at playing football for another college, playing football at the next level, or anything like that just because they were accused of something. They sat in jail for, I believe it was, I don't know exactly.
A year and a half or some shit like that.
A little bit over a year. They were finally proven innocent.
And
what are they going to do now? They're already kicked off the team.
And they have that label already.
They have the label of that because people that see, there's going to be people that see the initial news story and initially know that, oh, they were accused of this crime, but will never see the finished news story and the finished result of everything and not know that they eventually were proven innocent. They just know what they initially saw.
Yeah.
And it ruins their life
and
forever.
Then that's kind of similar to something I seen on Joe Rogan's podcast about it was a high schooler. He rejected he was a football player. He rejected one of the girls, and the girls all got together and accused him of sexually assaulting them. And he instantly got kicked off the football team, expelled from school. He went to he got sent to juvie and everything. And then 6 months of him being in juvie because he was saying to this, that he sexually assaulted these girls. They come out and say, oh, he rejected me, so I wanted to get back at him, or so. It was like something like that storyline, and it's just like, it's like the social media already put out there, oh, they did this.
They just immediately take it and run because
that's how they get paid.
They can make a story out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with anybody that has some type of, not necessarily fame, but like
any type of pull on the younger generation or any generation in general.
Anyone that has some type of name, I would say.
Okay, yeah.
Because I know, I have no clue who they were, but the Ohio State football players. I have no clue who they personally are, but I know they were an Ohio State football player. If it was just some random person, like not an Ohio State football player, no one would know who that is or anything about that.
Yeah.
They need to have some type of name for themselves.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, the media, it just shoots things out of proportion, and it doesn't allow, what can I say? And
it doesn't allow for the full story to be released.
To be portrayed, I guess you could say. And it sucks because some people that are innocent will never, even if, so they don't even have to go to jail, but if they get, pretty much they get sentenced about this crime, right? Oh shit. Or not, they get accused of this crime, and they instantly, they have to get removed off of this, removed off of that, and because of how quick people are to
believe the worst.
Oh my God, he sexually assaulted this person, even though, so that happened, right? So that person got accused of being sexually assaulting. He had a court case, everything. He got proven innocent. But now, because of the fact that that person now is known for that reason, he's never going to be able to live the same life.
That label put on him that one time, and that label is going to follow him to the grave, even though it was false.
Yeah.
It wasn't a true thing. That label is going to follow him to the grave. I can't believe you missed again.
I know.
Mr. Water Bottle in the last episode. What's some off the top?
Yeah.
A little bit more than...
A little more?
Yeah. Back looks good.
For sure. So a little more off the top though?
Yeah, just a little bit. I low-key wanted like a lot at first, but then you already trimmed it a little bit, so I said like another inch maybe.
Inch? All right.
Mainly off the back-ish.
The back's short.
I don't know. It just feels super long right now.
Okay. Whatever you say. But yeah,
Yeah, like 3/4 of an inch, half an inch.
half an inch?
No, like 3/4 of an inch. To an inch. My hair's gonna be short again.
I guess me and my dad, we had this whole thing about how the government hides things from the public, and we were talking about that TikToker that filmed the giant in Thailand.
Oh yeah,
and
that
now
shit was
he's
wild.
missing.
That shit was wild. I didn't really see
And
that
he was
much,
showing,
or
he was saying, like he literally he was
Said.
filming. Yeah, he filmed the giant, and then them picking something up, flying it away, and then him flying back home, and then all of a sudden the same
gone.
exact the same exact car is at his house, and he's live on TikTok, and he's saying, "Oh, they're after me. That someone's following me. I'm being followed everywhere.
If I disappear, it's the government.
It's the government." And all of a sudden, boom, he's missing. Family doesn't know where he's at. No one knows where he's at, and it's just like, what else can they be hiding from us? Like, obviously, media has back to media. Media has a lot of pull on who sees what at what time, and the government can control it to a certain extent. So now that we know that this guy, he's missing. Like, his family said he's missing. He's been missing. So what do you think? What other possibilities are the government hiding? Like, what else can there be?
But I mean, that's the thing too, is the media helps hide stuff. It helps hide stuff that the government is trying to hide, such as Area 51. In this situation, there's nothing on the big media networks about the giant he saw and recorded, about the fact that he's missing now all of a sudden after seeing this, and mentions the fact of, oh, if I disappear, this is why. The big media doesn't show stuff like that because
the government controls what it's.
Yeah, the government controls it, and it's stuff that the government doesn't want you to see. So the media is like, oh, you're not going to see it then.
Like, you really have to do your research.
You have to do your research, and
most people won't do that.
I mean,
people will be like, oh, then he was lying.
Even most of the videos of the dude that recorded the giant, his video, a lot of the reposts and stuff like that, a lot of those videos have been removed or taken down, just so that as least amount of eyes can see it as possible.
Yep.
And it's kind of ridiculous. There's just so much. The government controls the media, and the media controls the world. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, 100%.
If the media wants you to be famous, you'll be famous.
Okay.
If you want to be if the media wants you to be nobody and disappeared off the face of the earth, that's what.
Best believe you're gonna be nobody. Is that a cooler length right there? You want more?
Just a tiny bit.
Tiny bit.
I don't know why I feel like having it shorter, but or a quarter of an inch maybe. I don't know.
Like that.
A little bit less. Yeah, that's cool. I don't know. For some reason, I felt like having it a little bit shorter today. Yeah. Not today, but just this haircut. Trying to get a new job soon, but
yeah, how's that going?
I don't know.
Why does every job want experience? Like, you're never gonna get experience unless they hire you onto the job.
Yeah, everywhere wants experience right now, and I have it, but it don't look good enough on paper as of right now. We're just working, pushing through it, dealing with the stresses of it every day. But the only thing I can do is keep moving forward, keep pushing through it. The light will shine eventually.
And that's kind of just like being a barber, you know, like I make enough to pay the bills that I need to pay. But like clientele doesn't just fucking pop out of nowhere, you know. Like
Yeah, that's like
word of mouth. Yeah, it gets around, you know. And I have the clientele I want, but I want more of it. And it's not me being stingy. It's me being literal. Like barbers nowadays, they cut 5-10 haircuts a day. When if I'm getting 30, not even 30, like 15 a week, you know, like you could. People want to do the math. They could do the math, whatever. But
yeah, that's like a buddy of ours, Chino, Justin. He just got a job at Valley Fitness as a trainer. He's got one client at the moment. So he's got one client at the moment that he trains twice a week. Which if you break down the costs that the client paid to how many days he's being paid for it, that's not a lot. And the only way he's going to get more is by pretty much walking around posting about it, familiarizing other people with the fact that he's doing it. He's not going to be just working out at the gym and then someone's going to walk up to him and be like, oh, can you train me? Because no one knows that he's a trainer. The clientele isn't going to come to him. He has to go get the clientele.
Mm-hmm.
Besides the fact of like maybe me be like, oh yeah, my buddy's a trainer. Maybe you should go try to get trained by him. But that's just word of mouth. It's not. And at the end of the day, that's me attempting to get him clientele, not the clientele just coming to him.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm struggling at right now, is where I've reached out to as many people as I could reach out to. Now I'm just waiting for people to see my work and be like, oh, he was actually being serious about this, that type of deal.
Why are you going to help with that side?
No, I'm just.
Oh, okay. You were confusing me.
No, I'm pushing it up just so I could see if it's all flowing the same. But you could see right there, it's a little thicker. So I'm trying to figure out why it's thicker, and that's why right there. Look at that. Boom.
I don't know what you see. I don't have the barber eye. I didn't see what he saw.
That's the thing, by the way. The barber eye. Me, ever since I started cutting hair, like everyone is like looks at everyone. So someone comes up to me, it's like you have something that you look at, and it's just like, oh, okay. Like I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like being a barber and knowing how to cut hair and what a good haircut looks like and what a bad haircut looks like, the first thing I notice on every single person I talk to is their hair. Like that's
it comes with everything though. It's whatever you see on a daily basis, whatever you see the most, is what you're gonna notice about people, about other things. Like shoot, before I started at my job right now at America's Tire, I never looked at anyone's tires. That was never something I noticed while I was out driving or walking around a parking lot. But when I tell you, I am constantly looking at people's tires, either trying to find out where they bought the tires from, if they need tires, stuff like that. It's kind of crazy just because I see that stuff every single day. So I know what good tires look like and I know what bad tires look like. Kind of just like he was saying, he knows what a good haircut looks like and he knows what a bad haircut looks like. He notices it because he sees it every single day.
Boom. Look at that. Ready. Yes, sir. I'm going to show you in the mirror. Have you check it out.
That's like, I don't know what a lot of you guys do for work, but I'm sure whatever it is, you notice that stuff a lot more in your daily life, in your natural life, of whether it's going to the grocery store or stuff like that. I'm sure you guys see it a lot more than before you ended up working that job. We'll be right back. We're going to get this cleaned up real quick, get reset up, and then we'll be right back. Oh my God.
And we're back.
We're back in our respective positions. I'm back in my little chair, my little casting couch chair.
Yo, wild. But yeah,
We just fucking filmed for the past like 5 minutes of us sitting back down
with our mics muted.
with our mics muted. That's right though. We're back.
But the conversation we were having was about how pretty much having attachments to people that we don't even really know. If you're watching your favorite YouTube and about he was telling us about Keith Lee,
Yeah.
his name. He told us, he went on a podcast and told his whole life story, and it was
I
kind
felt
of
like I could really relate.
It was like it was moving to you.
Yeah, it was moving. It was it was something I wasn't expecting out of him based on the person he is today, and based on how he portrays himself and how he moves and does things. I was not expecting his backstory to be as crazy, not as crazy, but as shocking as it was, and it really it related, and I saw myself in doing the same thing he used to do, and it made me build more of a personal relationship to him than I had before, based on the fact that I thought I could, and I found things to relate to based on his past that I had gone through and stuff that I have had to deal with and have dealt with. And I think that's what's really cool about like the YouTube space and the TikTok space compared to like TV, because when it comes to TV, that's an actress. Like they're not themselves. They're playing
acting.
someone.
Yeah.
When it comes to YouTube and other social media platforms, is most of the time the person is being themselves, and you can it's authentic, and you can almost build a
relationship without even knowing them.
Yeah, somewhat of a relationship with the person based on relativity and...
Is that a word?
Yeah.
Relativity?
Yeah. You literally just said it.
Word.
It is a big ass word. But yeah, it's just like you can personally connect with someone because they're being themselves, and you can see yourself in that person, or see yourself possibly doing what that person is doing in the future.
Are you gonna finish? Like that's what
Nah, I don't know. I thought I finished my sentence.
No, but you said, and this.
No, okay.
And then you look back up to me and you said,
I felt like I had finished my sentence. I was waiting for you to say something. You didn't say nothing.
It's because you kept continuing. You probably finished it in your head, but no. I guess going off of that, it's like it's so easy for someone. Just an example. It's so easy for someone to say, "Hey, I want to be a nurse," and "Hey, I want to do this," but when it gets into the situation, it's like being in the medical field, you cannot get attached to patients.
Yeah, you can't build a personal relationship.
You can't build a personal relationship, and some people grow up like that. Some people grow up where they don't care about someone else's feelings and someone else getting hurt based off their own doings because they think it's nothing wrong.
Yeah.
But like with me and like you, like if something happened to you, I'm gonna feel some type of way.
Yeah, of course.
And if something and like if something were to happen to one of the sidemen, like that's my favorite YouTube group right now. And if something were to happen to the sidemen, like I have that
personal relationship,
that personal relation, even though it's not even like I really know them.
It's not a personal relationship, but you build a personal relationship with them without knowing them, based on you could relate, you really like them, and
it's funny. I like watching them and that type of stuff. But like, I think it's just crazy to me how like people aren't like that. Like it's like big props to like doctors and stuff with long-term patients, and all of a sudden they pass away and it's like nothing to them. Like that's crazy because I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Like I build connections with people too fast.
Yeah,
way too like it's not way too fast, but it's just like that's the person I am. Like if I meet you in like say I'm walking through the street and like you stop me like, hey, I really appreciate you, like what you're doing, blah blah blah, and I was like, oh cool, thank you, like what do you do, blah blah blah, and I'm having a conversation with you, and then I add you on Snapchat, and then the next week or a month, like you pass away, I'm like, damn, like that was a good dude, like I'm gonna feel some type of way.
Yeah, of course.
But to some people that's just like,
someone
passed away.
I used to know him, but You know?
Yeah, that's I can't do that. That's crazy to me how some people grow up like that.
Yeah, they don't have the time to build a relationship with someone, and it's not necessarily just building a personal relationship. It's building a something and grabbing something that you fuck. What am I trying to say? It's not necessarily building a personal relationship with someone, but it's finding something that you can relate
It's
to
in
that
common.
person with.
Yeah, you have something in common with this person. You know them, and something happens. You're gonna feel some type of way.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know why I just talked with my hands so much, but it was just trying to get me.
Hey, remember, at the end of the day, we want them to be able to watch just as well as they can listen.
Listen. Yep. Another thing that one of our viewers hit me up about, and I don't know if they hit you up about it, but they wanted more of a conversation. I guess not a conversation between just me and you, like how we are, but more of just like they wanted it to be like, dang, what are your thoughts about this happening in
Yeah, an
this
open-ended
time
conversation that we can have with them.
that we could have with them. So like they say someone commented saying, "Oh my God, did you see what happened to this and this?"
Yeah, it's just like we were talking about earlier. I definitely want to do that. Like, if you guys want to leave us topics of things to talk about or questions you have for us or anything like that, go ahead and leave it down in the comments.
And no one let me know if they wanted me to finish my life story. I was hurt.
That's
I was
true.
just like, it's a good story.
Yeah, but like I said, leave those down in the comments below, and we will do our best to bring those topics into our videos as best as possible, or answer any questions about ourselves or anything about what we're doing, where we are. We'll answer those best as possible. But as of right now, with the fact that we're not doing this live, being able to have engaging conversations with you guys is going to be a little bit difficult. We might try to work out something to where we can film our podcast and have some type of live conversations with our phones. Not exactly sure how that will work as of right now. But as of right now, having engaging conversations is going to be a little bit difficult because these are going to be pre-recorded.
Yeah, and just work with us. We read the comments, at least I know I do.
I read all three of them.
All three of them. My sister. Who else was it?
Paisa,
and
some dude we don't know.
We don't know.
But I appreciate that comment.
I appreciated the comment. And
they were helpful. I mean, like it was first thing we talked about when we started today's episode was your guys' comments.
Yeah. And I kind of want to do that. I want to have like in the first 5 to 10 minutes of each video, I want to go back on each comment and say like, hey, this is what you guys said. We're gonna talk about like this, and pretty much as the future goes on, I want to build off of you guys and your guys' wants and needs plus mine and Harley's.
Yeah, I want this to be like I was saying earlier. I mean, not earlier in the first episode. I want this to be engaging. I want this to be something you guys enjoy and you like, and it's entertaining for you guys. If it's just us talking to ourselves about random stuff we think of, to you guys it might not be very engaging. So if you guys like and can think of stuff we could talk about, like leave them in the comments, anything like that. And once we do end up figuring out a way to be able to do this live and talk to you guys live, feel free to ask as many questions as possible. Talk about anything you want to talk with us, because we will sit here and talk.
Yeah. And yes, for everyone that asked me, we will have an intro at one point. This is just a fresh start. We ripped off the Band-Aid and we're just going to keep going. Eventually, we will have an intro of something. We just need some, what is it called? When you film something, but there's no sound over it. It's just kind of just...
Like B-roll?
B-roll. B-roll?
B-roll.
B-roll.
Like B-R-O-L-L.
B-roll. We need some more B-roll in our footage.
B-roll footage. It's literally called, it's B-roll footage.
Yeah, it's kind of bringing a introduction of us.
We just need
together.
What he's basically trying to say is we need more footage to I
See,
had
you
it
don't
in my
even know.
head. I had it in my head.
But I just want to thank you guys for whoever's finished and listened throughout this whole video. Hopefully we sim it down to around like 35 minutes again.
Yeah, this is probably going to be a little bit of a longer one, but we do appreciate all the views.
But I hope you guys have a good rest of your night or day or morning, wherever you're watching this. And please like and subscribe if you can.
Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know like anything we can improve on. Give us some type of questions about us personally, anything like that. Give us some topics to talk about possibly. But other than that,
Deuce!